record. Okay, so we're recording. So yeah, we're going to talk about Schoology and instructional policy and the syllabus. So if you guys want to rewatch this recording, you totally can. So here's our Schoology page, and I do have the Zoom link here. And also, if you click on the calendar, I did send everyone a Google Calendar invite, and I did it recurring until the middle of December. So there you go. So yeah, so you have always access to the Zoom link, so that shouldn't be a problem. Again, most of these folders are empty, but if you click on instructional policy and syllabus, you'll see those items there. We're going to go through that in just a little bit. The way I'm going to organize the folders, we're going to be pretty consistent. I think that's the one thing with doing remote learning is that when you have a lack of consistency, it can be kind of messy, especially when you have like 5 or 6 classes. So most teachers will probably be doing it this way. Some might be doing it by weekly, but I'm going to try to, and I pride myself on my sense of organization. I'm pretty OCD about it. So like unit 1 will be on chapter 2, and then within each unit, I'll break it down by week because we're not going to do one unit in 1 week, right? That's crazy. So the first 3 weeks will be dedicated to unit 1. And big ideas, we'll kind of go through this in just a little bit. And it's not going to make too much sense right now, but really, I'll be honest with you, this is just the blurb I got from the textbook. But it makes sense. I mean, this is what we're doing. So we'll kind of keep coming back to this so you guys understand the big idea. You know, I don't want you guys to just go through the motions. I want you to make sure, you know, we really know what's happening, or what kind of math are we doing. If you click on week 1, you'll see a couple items, and these items are deliverables that we do very soon. Week 1 discussion. So I am going to have you guys do discussion topics every week. I've actually myself, I've done an online curriculum. I went back to school about 2 years ago to get a master's in data science. It's actually my second master's degree. And something I've been interested in, I've actually done quite a bit of data work for Sacred Heart. Actually, I was working part-time the last couple of years, and then the other 50% I was doing a lot of data projects. This year they asked me to teach full-time because that's where they need me, right? I mean, we're in a pandemic, and you know, we definitely and we've also lost a few teachers to retirement, and one teacher left for maternity leave. So anyway, point being is I found this to work really well in my graduate program. And so the question here is, what do you hope to get out of AP Calculus AB this year? Kind of an open-ended question. So if you could do your first response by tomorrow, that would be great. This is due by Friday, though. The reason I want you to have your first response by tomorrow is because I also want you to respond to 2 other people and just kind of maintain a level of engagement. We will have topics a little bit more technical in the next few weeks that will pertain to the topic that we're covering in class. And I'll try to kind of ask some questions that are somewhat related to real world stuff too, like where have you seen this topic in your real world experiences? So I think this is kind of a great way to stay engaged. And then my responsibility is also to engage too, right? I want to make sure that I acknowledge your responses and just keep the conversation. So it's just a way to kind of, you know, keep you guys engaged with the stuff. So, and that will be graded, but honestly, as long as you do it, you're going to get the full points. So just do it. That's all I ask. Homework number 1, not really a real homework. Oh, thank you, Ava and Teddy. You already submitted it. That's great. So I want you to watch my introduction video. So this one's a little long. It's actually about 11 or 12 minutes, but I do show a lot of slides of my family. So if you like looking at cute little kids, you probably will enjoy it. So, and then there's a Google form, and the Google form is kind of just asking questions about my video. The answer should be pretty easy and obvious. Actually, if you click on it, you can see that I asked you to submit your name and what course you belong to. And at the end, you can actually put a link for your own introduction video. So I know you guys are supposed to make your own introduction video. Instead of uploading it, because it could be a lot to upload, if you have a link, like if you put on YouTube or a different hosting site, I can't remember, Vimeo is another one that people use. Whatever, it doesn't have to be YouTube, but if you have a link, just put it there, and that way I can just watch it. Or if you don't want to, or if you have trouble uploading, some people, you know, have trouble uploading, and that's okay. You can actually then just do a submission. And I did make submissions enabled, so you can just submit a short file if you have that too. So that's part of Schoology. Another thing too, I'm going to jump around just a little bit. Before I talk about the instructional policy and the syllabus, let's talk about materials. So if we go to materials here, sorry, updates. I sent an email yesterday, and I also put an update here. So I will be keeping materials in our lockers. So for us, it's a little sideways, you have to tilt your head, or I should rotate it. Locker 32 is gonna be a locker for period A. I'll probably, when I go to campus this week, I'll probably just put a little paper and say, hey, this is for period A, but it does say AP Calculus AB. In those lockers right now are 2 piles. One pile is the lecture notes for chapter 2, and the other pile are the worksheets for chapter 2. The lecture notes obviously will help when we do lectures in class. We are gonna have a lecture on Thursday, and that would be good to have, have it all on paper and take the notes. Or if you so desire, like I actually have like 2, actually I have 4 devices. I have 3 devices set up. I have my IBM compatible laptop, I have my Mac PC or my Mac laptop, and I also have my cell phone here, even though I'm not really looking at it. You could have like one device open where you're watching, the Zoom class, and maybe another one where you take notes, if you do notes electronically, like an iPad, or if you just want to do like old school, like hard copies. The hard copies are there at the lockers right now. If you are kind of far from home right now, I know some people are doing remote learning outside the Bay Area, and that's totally fine. Obviously, it's remote, right? You don't have to really be in the Bay Area to do this stuff. You can print the notes. So if you do, so if you don't, or if you just don't feel like coming to campus, that's totally fine. But if you do want hard copies for the next 3 weeks, they're all there for you. The lecture notes and the worksheets. The worksheets we'll actually do during class as well, or I might assign for homework, depending on how much we cover. Because we are going to have some breakout rooms where you guys can work on problem sets. I'm not going to talk the whole time, because you guys do need to be working in groups. And this is great. We have 18 people. That's a nice number. We could do like 9 groups of 2. We do 6 groups of 3. We do 3 groups. I don't want to do 3 groups of 6, but you could. Or maybe I could do different number of groups of 4 or 5 people, But if you don't want to come to campus, you could print the notes here under blank notes and right here. So I'll put that maybe as a reminder that you do at least download the notes. My preference is you actually do have hard copies, because that might be easier. But if you like using Notability or stuff like that, that's totally fine. I'm not going to do a note check. I trust you guys, but the notes are actually going to be the most important part of the class. I'm going to be straight with you guys. Actually, Mrs. Blanford, who just retired, I co-taught with her for several years. She designed these notes, and I've been a big fan of them. I've taught this class for a few years, and these notes do a great job of getting to the fine details about the content, getting to the theory. Remember, this is AP Calculus, right? This is a college level course. This is not cookie cutter calculus. We're going to get pretty serious and intense here, but we have a great set of notes to help us understand this stuff, because this material is pretty dense. And so the notes, you're going to use your notes to help you study for tests, to help you do your homework. When you do the AP exam, the notes are going to be beneficial as well. So who knows how the AP is going to look? It will be online again. I don't know. Maybe things will be back normal. We have a vaccine in a few months. I don't know. But if we are doing AP exams online again, these notes are going to be hugely helpful. So make sure you take good notes. Some of these notes I'll do as videos. I might do like maybe 2-3 or 2-2 on the video. I'll let you know, and I'll put it as a homework assignment. So there's going to be some video lessons I'll have you guys watch. And again, we're going to be using these templates here. I will put the filled out notes, because sometimes you might miss something. So sometimes, like, okay, like or maybe I might have glossed over something. So I will have the filled out notes here. And again, I'll record all of our lessons in Zoom. And of course, we'll have video links as well on YouTube that will, that's more asynchronous, like that's not live, that I'll have you guys do for homework. So, and then worksheets are here. I don't have the answer keys ready yet. So actually I want to work through them and scan them, so I'll do that. But all the worksheets for this unit are up as well. And again, these are all stapled and all hole punched in the locker at school in McGaney, locker 32 again. So anyway, so that's some stuff on Schoology. I'll be adding more stuff as time passes to each unit. So any questions so far? Nope, okay. So we did introductions, we did Schoology, we did materials. Let me quickly just go over these two documents. We'll go over in a little more detail, but we're gonna do a little break in about 3 minutes. But the instruction policy and syllabus, I definitely want to talk about. So you can access Schoology. I'm going to go to my Dropbox folder. So if I click on right here, and here is a syllabus. The syllabus is more of a timeline than anything else. It just says it's kind of a formal document, like here's the instructor, here's a textbook we're using, and here are the chapters we're going to cover, and the sections and the topics, and then approximate test dates. I'll talk about how I'll go about exams after our break, but I'm going to try to aim to do tests about once a month, I think is about right. And we are going to use class time to do it, so I'm not going to ask you guys to do an exam outside of normal class time, because I am going to give you guys enough work to do. So we are actually going to use some of the class time for that. I think what I'll probably do, because we have 75 minutes, probably the first 15 minutes we'll do as like kind of a Q&A session if you guys have like any burning questions about the test. And then the remaining 60 minutes, actually, you'll do the exam. And we're going to do it on Schoology. It's going to be, Schoology is going to host it. And I did find a very good tool in Schoology that does it. I taught a physics class over the summer for Sacred Heart, and I was actually quite pleased with how it went. Of course, we'll see if Schoology, I hope it doesn't crash. I hope they upgrade their servers, because now they know that we're doing this. And the test dates could change, so there's not necessarily etched in stone, but I'll always put them up in Schoology so they're there. Really quickly, and you could use the thumbs up or the one of the icons for the for reactions. Does everyone have the textbook? If you do, just give a thumbs up, or you can click on the icon. Okay, so it looks like some of you guys do, some of you guys don't. If you don't worry, not a big deal. What I will do is I will take pictures of the book and I'll post it to Schoology. But try to make sure you get the book as soon as you can, because you definitely want to have it as a resource, because I will be assigning homework through the textbook. But I'll take pictures of it, don't worry. But yeah, if it's for some reason, or maybe sometimes like some of you guys might decide, okay, let's get out of town for a week, and you're going to do your remote classes, and then you leave your book at home, you accidentally forgot it. That's fine too. I'll still take pictures of it, but make sure you do have the textbook, because it's going to be a great resource, especially looking at worked out examples in case you get stuck, or doing extra practice for tests. So I would strongly recommend, but I will definitely take pictures of the book and post it to Schoology. Okay, so it's 9:30. Let's just do a 5-minute break. So I kind of already talked about the syllabus. There's not much really else to say. I mean, there's a bunch of topics here, but they don't really make too much sense to you guys. So what we'll do is we'll come back in about 5 minutes. So if you need to use the restroom or get something to drink, we will talk about the instruction policy in more detail. We will go over the summer assignment. If there's any time left at the end, I'll let you guys get a head start on your homework and discussion topic. So yeah, so, and you feel free, you can leave your video on or off, turn off your, I don't care, but I'm gonna get up and walk around, so I'll be back.